Hi everyone, this is Carrie, aka Nerdy Girl Creates, and this is going to be a quick review of What If Episode 1. There will be spoilers, so if you have not watched the show yet and you don't want to be spoiled, I would say turn this off now and come back after you watch the show. Alright, so what did I think of Episode 1, Peggy Carter becoming Captain Carter? Well, first off, I want to talk about the animation. I'm not a really big fan of this animation. I don't know what it is. I'm not a cartoonist or an animator. But like the shadowy overlay on the characters and everything, it's kind of distracting for me. It doesn't look very appealing. It kind of throws everything off. I don't know. I can't seem to put my finger on it. I just don't like the dark animation. I know there's been a lot of hubbub about the design of Captain Carter. I saw the image that was being sent around for marketing and people complaining how she looks very manly in that. And I wouldn't disagree, but the show itself, her design is not that bad. She does look much more feminine compared to the image that was floating around. The suit was okay. I mean, it's pretty much a British version of the Captain America suit. Besides the animation, the other thing that was really bothering me was you get some of the people who were actually in the movies voicing the characters, and then you have other people who are obviously professional voice actors filling in for whoever they couldn't get. So it was kind of weird listening to the actor playing Steve Rogers because he really did not sound much like Chris Evans. But then Peggy Carter, it was definitely Haley Atwell, and Bucky Barnes was definitely Sebastian Stan. And also Dominic Cooper was playing Howard Stark. It's just kind of weird, like you're like, oh yeah, that's Sebastian Stan, and then suddenly you hear the guy playing Captain America, or now just Steve Rogers, and you're like, what? Who is that? It doesn't even sound close to Chris Evans. The other thing was the story with this. I know it's a what if, and it's a scenario where if Carter got the serum instead of Steve, which is fine, but there was a lot of stuff that seemed off. Like watching the original Captain America First Avenger, the scene where Red Skull is in Norway and breaks it and steals the Tesseract happened at the beginning of the movie. But in this, I don't know if it was meant to be a flashback or it was happening after Peggy got the serum, which was a little odd. It was kind of like, okay, wait, so is this happening now or is this a flashback? I wasn't sure. Another thing was, in the original Captain America First Avenger movie, Steve went to boot camp. Yes, he wasn't very physically capable, but he did learn how to be a soldier. Now, I know with the time period, I highly doubt Peggy Carter was trained to be a soldier. She was more informational specialist, in my opinion. So, from the minute she has gotten this super serum in her, she's out there fighting like she's been professionally doing it for the longest time. Just now she has superpowers on top of everything. That also seemed a little bit odd to me. Like, they skipped the whole part where in the original movie Steve gets sent around on the USO tour, and they gave him the goofy costume with the shield. I was trying to figure out why Howard Stark would come up with the idea to give Peggy a shield if she didn't do that. Because the reason he made the shield was because even in the movie he says he was inspired by Steve's time as Captain America on the USO tours. So I thought, you probably grew on him. So he wanted to give him an updated version of the shield. So Peggy didn't do that. So I was like, why would he say, okay, I'm going to give Peggy a shield? It was a little odd there too. The other thing was there's characters missing, and the most notable was Tommy Lee Jones's character. They instead had the Colonel guy who was like briefly in a scene in the first Captain America movie. But like Tommy Lee Jones' character is not in this at all. unless I missed him. Maybe somebody can point that out to me. And what I remember, Carter worked for him. So what happened to Tommy Lee Jones's character? That's not explained. There's nothing like even hinted. The other thing was they also changed, like, there was the part where Peggy first goes out as Captain Carter, and she stops the Tesseract from being delivered, and then delivers the Tesseract back to the Colonel. Maybe it was me. I might have missed it. I was kind of losing interest really quickly in the show. So, when did Red Skull get the Tesseract back? Because at the end of the show, they go to the castle, which was another thing that was different from the movie. And suddenly he has the Tesseract again. And was it because it was in Steve's outfit? His iron suit? I don't remember. That tells you how interested I was in the storyline. I thought also another thing would have been interesting when Steve got blown up on the train. I kind of wish they went the Winter Soldier route with him, because it would have been more interesting when Peggy comes into the future. She finds out Steve is now the Winter Soldier instead of Bucky. Instead, he kind of like is there, and Bucky frees him. He gets back in the suit. He goes to help Peggy fight. I guess it's a Hydra. I'm not sure, because you don't get to see. You just see the tentacles. And he does the whole scene, like at the end of the movie, where instead of her being in a plane like Steve was, she's pushing this big giant thing, monster, back into the hole. The whole, you owe me a dance. And then she goes, oh, Saturday night at this place, blah, 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 blah. Just like he said in the movie. And then he's just kind of like sad as she disappears. Now, he's very sickly and weak, so I don't know, is he still going to be alive when Peggy, now that Peggy's in the future? I don't know if we're going to get a continuation to this, but it was kind of like, I don't know, again, it was distracting because the guy sounded nothing like Chris Evans, and I was trying to buy it. Also, that was the other thing that was the big difference, was Red Skull is suddenly hanging out in the castle instead of up in the mountain fort. What happened to the mountain fort from the movie? And suddenly he's using the Tesseract to open up this portal to bring in the octopus thing, Hydra, whatever it was. Which I was kind of like, why did he come up with this idea to call in this creature? Did I miss that part too? Somebody fill me in, please. It seemed like much of a mess. I know I have to look at it as it's a what if, but it's a what if scenario if Carter was captain instead of Steve. So you kind of expect all the other things that happen in the movie to fall in place the same way, except Carter is doing it. Like, for example, when she rescues the Howling Commandos, in the original movie, Bucky wasn't with them. Bucky was getting experimented on. So how come this time he's not getting experimented on? I'm overthinking it, am I? It felt also really long. I think it was only 30 minutes or so, but it wasn't really pulling me in. And this has been my problem with all the Disney Plus shows. I really, really, really want to like them. But I don't think they're picking the right things or going with the right storylines. I'm probably going to watch the rest of this series just to see how it plays out. I am interested in the Marvel Zombie thing. I hope that episode is really good. But as for everything else so far, it's underwhelming. I wouldn't say horrible. It's just underwhelming. And again, I'm comparing it to what I know from the MCU. And you kind of get thrown off like, alright, so instead of here, he's there, and okay, whatever. Well, tell me in the comments section below, what did you think of What If? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.